Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SC Project branding logo, that's one here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. And we're also gonna change the kickstand knob, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the hopefully I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero yo Lunes. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SC Project branding logo, that's one here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. And we're also gonna change the kickstand knob, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the hopefully I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero yo Lunes. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SC Project branding logo, that's one here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. And we're also gonna change the kickstand knob, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the hopefully I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero yo
Alright, we'll let this roll one more time and we'll get to it, guys. Not gonna waste too much time.
Money work.
It's sensitive tonight.
El mundo quiere dinero.
Yeah, I know.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
SC Project branding logo, that's one here.
Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar.
Really cool. And we're also gonna change the kickstand knob, guys. Alright, let's take a quick look at the hopefully I'm all good, guys. I rolled over something.
Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero.
What's good? Mike is in the building. Welcome to another Freestyle Sunday, guys. I am excited for so many reasons, man. I mean, granted, my energy was a little bit different last Sunday. And again, all good things happen if you're patient. Excited that Sasong, I gotta say it right, actually joined us last Sunday as a filler, which was a little disrespectful. Usually we like to properly do things and invite people and kind of go over everything and have clips running, but to be honest, I really appreciate him tuning in and jumping in the stream and have a conversation with us. Really, really dope. But tonight, our original guest that was supposed to be on last week, Falou, is going to be in the building. Very excited to talk with him. He's a very, very interesting individual, guys. He is Senegalese, okay? But the twist is, your boy is actually in Italy. He lives there. And it gets better, all right? This is just a small tip of the iceberg. And of course, Italy, Ducati, hand in hand. So we have a lot to cover. We're talking about cost of ownership, what it's like if you have a problem. Is it super expensive? How difficult is it to get yourself a bike out there? Rules, tickets, everything. I'm just really stoked, really, because my wife and I will be going to Italy in November. So a lot of questions I'm gonna ask personally for myself, and hopefully you guys get to see this. And he doesn't only ride Ducati, he does have a Gramos. There's a lot. We're not gonna cover everything all in one shot, but there's a lot. But let's do what we do best, guys. Always like to give a big shout out to our sponsors, to the channel that show love and support. The people at Motivation USA always show us love, all right? The only place for you to shop to get yourself some premium parts, wear our outfit all of my Ducatis, guys, okay? And if you don't have a Ducati, you have a S1000RR like our last guest, Sasson, or you got yourself a Triumph or any one of those other bikes, you can actually get yourself any parts pretty much through the site, tools, exhaust, you name it. This is the place that all of my parts. Now, what's super interesting, I'm gonna cut to myself only because I wanna be very clear about this. What's super interesting about supporting Motivation USA, I know you guys enjoy the stream, you like what we do here, getting people on. I don't sell anything, I don't promote anything for people to buy or anything like that, but if you wanna support the channel, you wanna help us grow and support us in that manner, everything that you see on the Motivation site or for your bike or any other bike, oh, you know what's pretty dope? This right here is actually being sent to me for the Hyper. It's a gas cap. So that's pretty cool. You're gonna see a video on that. Every time you shop for any of these component guys, you just end up supporting the channel, and it helps quite a bit, all right? And of course, we still gotta talk about another sponsor of the stream. It's going to be Hard Knocks Coffee, guys. If you're looking for a gift for friends and family, of course, everyone loves coffee, right? It's like, I guess a modern thing. It's hip to drink coffee. So you can actually show love and buy coffee from the link down below, or candles or stickers. Now, what's interesting about Hard Knocks Coffee, guys, what's really dope, it is actually owned by a rider himself that actually supports motorcycling all across the board. We're talking about they even provide coffee for MotoGP. That's a huge deal. So you want to show love and support, I'd really appreciate it if you hit up those links and you can shop there. And yeah, it helps. And then we start getting more and more sponsorships. Just a heads up, we are working with Ridge Wallet, so there's more people coming on board. So very, very excited about a lot of these things, guys. But for now, we're going to do what we do best, which is greet everybody on the chat. Usually we have some early comers, but people tend to show up a little bit later in the day. So we might as well pop up the chat and say what's up to everybody. And then we'll bring Falu on so we can get this started. But, you know, we always got to show love first to people that shows love and support. So let's go. Let's get it. All right. Life with Anna B's in the building. Wifey always showing love and support. We have my boy Sasong. I have to say it now with the Spanish accent every time I say his handle nowadays, or it won't feel right. We have my boy Queens NYC's in the building out here in New York. Always, always a pleasure to see him. I know he started riding maybe like 2 seasons ago. He had a CBR, and then his goal was to get a Monster. Hopefully he got that. If you did, man, let me know in the live chat. We also have Solo Rider 82's in the building. So really, really dope. Solo Rider is actually going to be one of our guests next week. And we actually sent him a care package. Really, really excited to see what he thinks about what we sent. Very, very excited for that. We have also Ducati fans in the building. Guys, very excited for tonight, man. Hopefully you guys are as stoked as I am about having a guest on. First of all, I think Falu is going to be our first international guest. We've gotten some interesting people, so that's really cool to actually have that. We got my boys, that guy Kel's in the building. My man is a hot commodity in TikTok world, so that's really dope to see. Always excited to see others doing well, so that's really cool. We have Convert Mocha. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Guys, if you're tuned in, make sure you hit up that thumbs up button. Definitely helps with the algorithm, help with YouTube, and helps us continue these videos and everything else, man. Here we go. Oh, okay. Queens NYC mentioned here, not yet. Street Triple was the bike I guess he wanted, but I give the Monster is always on the list. Yeah, man. If you're gonna grab a Monster, I'd say go for that 1200S. The newest Monster, I'm a little 50-50 on that, but we'll chat up about it. And of course, I gotta mention Ducati fam here for the super chat. Always appreciate the super chat, guys. Anything that you see, camera, equipment, mics, and all that stuff, all those contribution goes to upgrading everything else. So really, really dope, and always appreciate it, guys. All right, here we go. We're gonna bring Falu on, guys. Actually, I'm gonna give him the whole floor so he can introduce himself to everybody. Everybody, welcome Falu. Welcome to the stream, brother.
Ciao, Mike. Hello. Hi guys, I'm excited to be here. And last Sunday I couldn't make it. This Sunday I'm happy to be here. And it's very late, but I did my best. So can't wait to get this started.
I'm gonna tell you right
I'm a
now.
little bit excited. So
You said you're a little bit excited. I mean, a little bit excited is not even the word, actually, in my personal opinion. So I'm not even gonna lie. Last Sunday, I was like a little down because it takes so much, not down per se, but it takes a little bit effort to kind of get everything set up, get it done, and then for things not to come kind of pull through. I'm like, it's not even myself really. I just feel like sometimes you let people down that are tuning in and stuff. So, but you know, understandably so, because you're actually from a different time zone, guys. We're talking about it's
exactly.
2 o'clock in the morning for him. So, thank you for taking the time to actually sit with us, man.
My pleasure, no problem.
Yo, you know what's dope though? This guy is freaking trilingual, man. Comment ça va, mon ami?
Je vais bien, merci. Je vais bien, merci. Je suis un peu excité pour être ici, quoi.
Ah, c'est bien, c'est bien, c'est bien. You guys didn't know I was bilingual neither. I'm bilingual, and Falou's trilingual. It's really cool. This freaking guy speaks French.
We can say four. I don't know, four. Also
four.
The Senegalese language, yes.
Yeah,
in Senegal we
Senegalese.
speak Wolof.
What? Yeah, four. He's actually four. English.
We speak Wolof, English, okay. Italian, and French.
Wow, that's super impressive, man. Really, really nuts, man. How'd you end up being in Italy anyway, man? Walk us through that.
So I came to Italy when I was 15, and I joined my family. Here we call it raggiungimento familiare. So it's a process. It's something you do to join your family members in Italy, and that's how I came to Italy.
Okay, so originally you didn't come here for work, right? Like it was just like you know your family was in Italy, and then I'm assuming you ended up moving to Milan, right? Was that for pro work or for just place you wanted to live?
I mean, the moving to Milan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So before, when I arrived, I was in Parma, and I don't know if you know the city, but it's like 1 hour and a half from Milano, and it's the city where Barilla is and stuff like that. Maybe I don't know if I should say that. And I was there studying, and I did a little bit of work at the beginning, and then when I started, after a few months that I was not working, I was unemployed, and I decided like to go back home, and then I came to Milan because the Senegalese embassy is here, and I met an opportunity, a guy who gave me an opportunity of work, and that's that opportunity that made me come to Milan.
Yo, Falou, you gotta stop it, man. Oh my God, he gotta stop it. Okay, so let's clear things up a little bit because he's being very modest. This dude is like, so he's not here for this particular reason. So I'm not gonna make it about that. This guy is a freaking supermodel. He's being being super modest about his position and what he does. But what's cool here is that Falou does modeling professionally, but he's super passionate about motorcycles. He owns several motorcycles. We are going to get to talk about that and what he owns and what he rides. But you are in Italy, right? Grinding and not finding work, and you bumped into your major opportunity in Milan. A stylist discovered you, correct?
Exactly. So I was working in I think it's factory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a normal employee before. And at the beginning, I don't remember. I think it's end of 2019. There was like a crisis,
mm-hmm.
and that was like my contract was expiring at that moment, so I got laid off. And for 2 years / 3, I couldn't find job. I was like working, finding some jobs just for like few times, and then one time I decided I'm tired of this. I just want to go back home in Senegal, relax a little bit, maybe come back and see what goes on, see how things will go from here. And I came to Milan to renew my passport, which was expired, my Senegalese passport then. And I met this stylist who discovered me and introduced me to the fashion. And since then, I'm working as a fashion model, and I had to move to Milano because I was traveling back and forth from Milano, Parma, and it was tiring. And I said, hey, let's just move to Milan. Why not?
Yeah, man. I mean, that's a really dope story. The reason why we're kind of covering this story, guys, I think just to kind of give you a precursor as to, because I know a lot of people tend to think when we talk about Ducati, you know, the brand is very prestigious, expensive. So just kind of give you an idea, you know, Falu didn't always have everything. You know, things have always been kind of, you know, average hardworking person that had to earn his way. So this is one of the reasons why I thought it would be super interesting, because ideally I didn't even know that's what he did. I bumped into him on YouTube, by the way. His link is in the description. I would really appreciate you guys to go and subscribe to his channel, because he's actually at the brim of like walking away from YouTube, because I guess the expectation wasn't there. We'll talk about that also. I thought it was very interesting that somebody was passionate about riding motorcycles, and of course Ducati, that adds a little layer because I like Ducati as well. And come to find out, as I started looking into, you know, who you are, just to kind of, I don't want to bring somebody blind on, and then I started slowly finding out these really cool things. I'm like, oh my God, probably this guy will never come on. So that's super interesting. By the way, you guys might know some of these brands. He's done some work for Ferragamo, Dolce & Gabbana. Lots of really cool stuff, man. Yeah. Come on, man. No secret, no stones unturned.
That's it. That's why I'm here. I knew that there was no secret, or at least something you will find out.
Yeah, man. I do my homework. So really cool, man. So I'm assuming you're a Ducatista now, right?
Yes, I'm a Ducatista.
Right. How many bikes do you own, man? Walk us through that. I know you got a couple.
I know I have 3 bikes.
Okay.
I have a Honda Grom, which I really love. I have a Hypermotor 821 normal, not SP. And I have a 2021 Panigale V2.
Yeah. And how long you been riding, by the way?
I started riding 5 years ago.
Okay. That's why you said you're not ready for the V4 yet. Is that why you're saying that?
Exactly. I'm not ready because I know my limits, and I know that the Panigale V2, which is 155 horsepower, is way over my capability as a rider. So I think I still need to learn and improve with that bike before going with the V4. But I really love the V4. I would love to get it even tomorrow, but I want to be realistic.
Now here's the thing too, though. Just keep in mind, I don't know if they told you this when you went to the dealer and kind of worked with them to get the bike. One interesting thing about the V4 in contrast to the V2 is that you can bring down the power mode and then make the bike a lot more docile to actually enjoy. I'm actually finding any of the V4s are easier to ride than any of the L-twin engines, to be honest.
Really? Wow. I didn't know. I know that there was the possibility to change the riding modes and to have the bike perform under the full power. But honestly, when I was into the dealership, I was interested to just get the Akrapovic exhaust, because before the V2 I had a Panigale 959 and I didn't like the exhaust it came with. I think nobody liked that one, that exhaust.
Oh, the dual cans on the side. Hold on. You know what? I got something for that. Hold on 1 second, guys. Give me a quick second. We're just gonna quickly pull up that we're gonna quickly pull up that bike real quick here. If I lose there we go. You know what's great having people on when you have everything all ready? It's so nice.
This is my 959 Panigale 2019, and this is his Jeddah 650. Man, this bike is new. This bike is a beast. Atelonore, go ahead and turn it on for me. This is the LED, which is the front, but when you turn it on, the ugly yellow lights turns on. Oh man, this is the ruin. And let's start with the sound. There is no audio or clip that can give justice to the real sound. What I hear standing here is different from what you hear from this video. But man, it's nice. It's brand new. I never owned a red Ducati yet. This is the more red that I got too. And it's nice. It has quick shifter, 955cc, 150 horsepower, and my friend's gonna rev it again. This is the Euro version, that's why we have this ugly thing. But
so I'm assuming that's what you're referring to, right, Falu?
Exactly, that's the bike.
So you bought this bike before, and then you ended up getting the red one.
Yes, I kept this bike for a year. I didn't even like the exhaust, but I said, okay. I was like trying to convince myself not to do it. And then I decided, okay, let's just go and get this exhaust because it's something I really want and it would really look very cool on the bike. And I went to the dealership, asked for the prices and stuff like that. And this is why I really love Ducati Milano because
Damn, son, that girl right there on the scooter is cute. Look at that. Is this normal in Italy?
yes, it is very normal.
She's on the
This
scooter
is what
too.
we have to deal with. Not only we have to stay like alive on the bike, being focused, we have some distraction like this.
Yo, I will take that distraction any day. Oh man. So how difficult is it to get a bike like this in Italy? And we're talking about you don't necessarily have to go in like specific numbers or anything like that. These bikes tend to be very expensive when we're talking about the US. You have higher taxes, you have container fees, then bring it to the US, and there's always an upmark. So one of the things that I was super curious about, buying a bike like this while you're living in Italy, since they are made in Italy, not all of them, but for the bulk part, would you say these are a little bit more expensive than usual, even in Italy as well, or is it just an American thing? Because if we talk about like ownership, for example, if you were to buy like an American car, like a muscle car, they are not as heavy in terms of costs or parts and stuff like that. So walk us through that.
So I agree with what you said. I think the bike coming to the US is more expensive than a bike being here because there's no the markup, the transport, and then the tax. Because I think maybe you have higher tax than us. And maybe I can just say to you how much is a bike. For example, the Panigale V2 is almost 19,000 euro, no tax. That's tax included. That's the price.
Okay,
And
hold on one second. Chat, anybody in the live chat, please do that conversion, please, with the euro. I want to know how much is that in dollars. Go ahead, Falu.
Exactly. That's what you would say. That's the price that you would say out of the door. And what we have to add is just it's a small amount, around 500 euros.
Okay.
It's the fees of the dealership preparing the bike and doing the, let's say, the assessment rights. I don't know how to call it. I know it in Italian, but I don't know it in English. Let's say when they prep the bike, everything, and they took it for a test ride, just to see if everything is working, we have that fee. Except that, the bike is ready to go.
Yeah, we have a prep fee too, but we have everything else in the prep fee. So anybody in the live chat found out that euro? I want to know. I can't do it while I'm actually live on the stream. That pause things. But if you guys know the conversion to US dollars, USD, let me know. I'm curious because it sounds like it'd be pretty close to what we pay here too.
I think it's gonna be very close. Yeah.
Very close. Yeah, good.
The dollars and the euro should be almost at the same level.
Now, here's an interesting question. So let's say if you were to buy like a Japanese bike, because I saw your friend in the beginning, he had a naked bike. Do they have higher taxes for those since they are being imported to Italy?
No, the tax is the same.
Same.
It's Japanese bike are cheaper than Ducatis, and we know that. And I think it's because the manufacturer make their best to keep like the price at a certain level. Here in Italy, it's what it is. Ducati is winning championship, winning races and trophies, and maybe that's why they have a higher price. But also, I think they bring the best aesthetics and the best electronics.
Yeah, they are definitely doing well with GP. They're winning quite a bit. Last year I went out to GP, which was really it wasn't last year. It was this year, and yeah, they were doing incredibly well. So really dope. So they mentioned here it's $19,062. So we're talking about same price that it is in the US as well. I mean, that's before out the door though. So for us it'd be that 19,000, and then tax and prep and freight and stuff like that. So you'd be a little bit over than that, maybe an additional 3,000 to that. Which
wow.
yeah. It can get costly, but I mean, based on what you're saying and adding our taxes, they're probably not making a super high overhead over those bikes. I'm assuming shipping them in a container all the way from Italy to the U.S. costs them money, and then having to house the bike in a dealership that costs money also. So again, they always say they're making it between $1,000 to $2,000 per bike, so that's not really a lot. But yeah, really cool. So I know you've done some of your own projects on your bike, and I do myself. I want to roll this clip real quick, guys, of Falou working on a clear clutch cover before asking him about cost of ownership out in Italy, how much it would be to get work done, because that's one of the big things here in the US with these bikes is maintenance over time, doing valve adjustment, oil change for them. They tend to run a little bit expensive. This is one of his videos he shot, of course, where he did the clear clutch cover conversion on his white Ducati. I gotta say, I like that CNC clear clutch cover. It's the most clearest one, even compared to the Duca bike one. So. I'm gonna let this rock while you explain to us a little bit, Falou. Is it common that you do your own work on your bike, or would you say usually take it to the dealer?
So when it comes to changing parts and not doing like very invasive work on my bike, I'm happy to do it. It's a pleasure for me to do it. And in this case, I know it was something I was capable to do, and I did it myself. And most of the time, like for brake fluid, brake pads, changing the clear cover, or installing like the frame sliders, that I do myself. Because one, it's cheaper and faster, and I don't have to wait, because we have a bigger problem here, which is like to program us to have a schedule to bring your bike in a dealership for, let's say, changing the clear cover, or maintenance, or for example a repair under warranty. The period is very long. I don't know how it works in USA. I don't know if it's the same or not. But for example, can I mention the problem I have with my bike or not?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about that in a little bit. I just wanted to kind of find out when for you doing something like this, you know, your average, you know, costs. For us, it'd be the same thing too, where we would have to schedule a time frame to bring it to the dealer. Ideally, you want to kind of catch a certified mechanic here during the off season, and then you would schedule to bring your bike in, or even right before, to get the work done. Again, same thing for me as well. Before even doing the stream today, I worked on my Hyper. Just a couple of bling parts, nothing really major. I did the brake reservoir, front and rear. I did a clutch slider and new front sprocket cover. Just small stuff like that, and then riding out to check the torque spec and stuff. Make sure there's no bolts that are walking. But outside of that, if I'm doing like valve adjustment or something like that, I have the dealer do it, just in case if the bike blows up, and then they have to give me another bike.
It's true.
Listen, man, I'm not rolling that dice. So worst case scenario, that doesn't work out well in terms of like doing like valve adjustment. At least I could get another bike from Ducati. So, you know, I'll take that any day.
Exactly.
So what's your usual maintenance cost, you'd say, with them, like when you take it to your dealer? Because it's not sounding like it's that much different from us here in the U.S. So far, bike costs and maintenance seems like you still have to book a schedule and stuff. So
yeah, we have to book the schedule, and it's a long time. That's the only issue that we have. I don't know if it's the same for you or not. And the cost, I think we are around there. Maybe. I don't know how much is the labor hour in US, but here maybe it's a little bit low.
For us, labor, we'd be looking at, depending on which dealership you go. For example, the most popular dealership for Ducati is Ducati New York. They're in the middle, you know, of downtown Manhattan, Soho, like the fashion district and stuff like that. It's all trendy stuff. I think they range between $150 to $200 an hour, which I think is pretty high. But then again, where they are, to be honest, it's very expensive where they are. Even that building is, I'm sure it's like, you know, ridiculously expensive to actually have the garage there.
And that's the price per hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not wrong, they don't have the same price all over the US.
No, so each city is going to be different based on how their economy is. Let's say if it's not what tends to happen is pretty common if it's a Ducati dealership, a Ducati branded kind of thing going on. It's usually in a very expensive place anyway, because just to kind of keep the not the mystique of the brand, but like the prestige of the brand kind of thing. You're not going to go to like a corner like alley shop or something like that. So it's one of those.
Okay. So after that, I can say that the maintenance, the labor cost here is very low. It's lower. If I'm not wrong, it should be 56 euros.
Wow,
So,
they got us on that. You got us on that. That's really awesome. Listen, I would own like 3 more bikes by Ducati if I was paying 56 euros to actually
per
get
hour.
my maintenance done. Yeah, I would
Exactly.
totally do that. Now the other,
And
go ahead.
yeah. And they have the price is the same in every Ducati dealership you go.
Wow. Oh man, for us it is not like that.
And
It's
let,
based
and
on where
let
you
me
go.
add one more thing to make things more interesting. If you have a good relationship with the dealership, you get discounts. So they lower the price.
No.
That's why I have 2, and I'm planning to get 1 more. So
Oh, my
otherwise,
God.
I wouldn't have 2.
Those words don't exist over here, man. They don't exist. Well, for us,
No,
it's a little different. I'm assuming it's going to be the same thing too. Ducatis are not super common here. What happened is that the mechanics they have, there was a certified mechanic that's licensed to work on Ducati, so you can't go anywhere. That's what's interesting about that. But here's the caveat, though. I think. What's I gonna say? Parts. If you like damage your radiator or something like that, or something happens to your bike, if it's not a common part that they have to get from Italy, you have to wait on it. That's one of the biggest issues as well, which makes sense business-wise, because I think it'd be pretty crazy for any business to kind of have unlimited parts of anything for you to grab if they're not being sold. You'd be having an inventory that's steady, that's not making any money. So I'm assuming you don't encounter that problem because it's in Italy, stuff are made there, right?
Exactly. We don't, but we have a little bit of waiting also, because even though the bike is made in Italy, in Bologna, which is like 2 hours from here, dealership never have the parts if it's not new bikes. For example, if I go to ask for anything for my hypermotard, I have to wait 5 working days. That's a week to get it in, to have it, because they don't. If it's an old bike, they don't have any part stock. But if it's new, they tend to have something just in case someone brings back a bike for a repair under warranty. In that case, they need to be fast, because they also give you the courtesy bike, and they don't want you to keep it for longer.
Wait, so they give you a courtesy bike?
Oh yes, we do have a courtesy bike.
Okay, so I've gotten a courtesy bike before. It's not that it's a common thing. I got a courtesy bike because of my channel, and people have seen some of the work I did with motivation. They kind of seen some of the stuff, and I got work done. They're like, oh, you can take a bike with you and stuff like that. But it's not a very common thing unless you have like clout with the dealership or something like that, good relationship. But it's not super common here neither, because to them it's like a risk. It's always like a risk thing, a risk factor they're trying to tone down. So that's really cool, man. That sounds like it's not as tough being a Ducati owner in Italy. It sounds like there's a nice amount of opening for you to say, yeah, I could probably do this over there.
No, it's not. It's not tough. But there is a little bit of complication, and one is the insurance, and second is the risk that having the bike stolen because they are very exotic and attractive bikes, and people want them. So it's a high risk. So normal insurance and plus, how do you say it? Like anti-theft? I don't know. Here
Yep,
in Italy, it's
anti-theft.
called furto incendio, and also if the bike burns down.
Wait, say it again.
And
What?
that furto incendio, furto incendio. Furto
Futo
means
incendo.
esatto. So that's expensive. That's very expensive.
Okay.
And that's it. That's the thing. The risk of getting your bike stolen and then the insurance. But beside that, the rest is great.
But you said something about fire.
Yes.
Is that a common thing?
No, but you never know. Maybe the bike can catch fire because people are complaining about the Ducati being very hot, very hot, very hot.
Yo,
You never know if there is. It's just a thing that we do, and it's part of the insurance. I cannot do the insurance just for the theft part, but there is also this bike burning down things. It's a way to get more money from you, and that's it.
It's definitely a way to get more money, but I can tell you one thing though, that whole hot and fire thing for Ducati, part of their insurance here in the United States would probably destroy their brand because they have this whole thing about their bike running hot. And that being tied within fire, I think that'd be like a detrimental to their business, just like any American business would be like, I don't know, these hot bikes tend to burn down. There's even a couple of photos online of them on fire, and it's never here in the U.S.
Wow.
So, but
I've never seen one burning down, so it's just like the insurance things. People that they say, oh, you can do one only. You have to do 1 and 2, so that means more money.
Well, to be fair, though, I've said this before. Every time I get on a ZX-10R or something like that, a BMW, any of the super bikes, they are all hot, guys. It's not a Ducati thing. With the Cowie, the heat was coming more towards my like knees, kind of from it's emanating towards that area, and the BMW was more like my ankle. So each of them, they have to disperse the heat somewhere with the 1000cc engine. I think what happened is Ducati, since the cylinders are just right in your crotch, it's so pronounced. So that tends to be, everyone kind of remember that. You know what I mean? So, but they're all hot to a certain degree, I would say. Right? Would you say, Falou?
I agree. I agree 100%. Yeah. And the fact that the bike is narrow, the seat is narrow to make it possible for the shoulder rider to reach. And the fact of the fairing, there is no way that the heat can go if not onto the rider. Plus the fans that kicks in like at 103 degrees here. So it generates heat. And I agree, it's like, I also wanted to do a video about this because even Italian riders are complaining about this. And I said, it makes no sense because you are complaining, but you keep the bike still. And I wanted to do a video about this because it's like you driving your car 1 hour and a half and then you sit on the hood after and complaining because it's hot. We are sitting on top of the engine. It's normal that we feel a little bit of heat.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
That would be a good piece of content to cover on your channel because I feel like it's something that is, granted, they're doing way better with it. I think that's something that's plagued Ducati for a little bit when we talk about heat and stuff like that. I think the older bikes actually ran just generally hot because they were air-cooled. Even my Monster's air-cooled. So that bike is just, they're designed to go fast and always moving. That way, wind is always flowing through the bike. But like I said, the V4s and stuff like that, I know you rode the Street Fighter before. Those run way cooler because the rear cylinders get to turn off and stuff. So they're definitely making stride to kind of change things and improve things, which is kind of interesting as well.
Yeah, that's true. For the V4, I tried the Street Fighter, and I didn't feel any heat as long as you are going. If you're sitting still and it was summer, July, it's pretty hot. I didn't feel any heat, but I think the V2 has the biggest problem because of the exhaust, which is underneath the seat, and it dissipates the heat like all sides, and that's the biggest problem. But as long as you are not stopping, I think it's okay.
I definitely think the V4 definitely gets hot The Street Fighter definitely gets hot. What's happening is the engine is completely out. There's no fairing on it. Also, the rear cylinders turn off. A lot of people are unaware of it, so it just feels cooler. But it's just managing it way better. So that's a lot of really cool improvements that they are doing as well, man. So
Yeah, that's one of the good things that they are listening to the clients, the customers, and then improving. Like from the 959, they didn't like the exhaust. We didn't like the exhaust and the fact that it didn't have the single side swing arm. They did a better V2 with the V2, and then they improved those things that we didn't like. So slowly they're gonna improve this.
Now here's the other thing too. I think that's like a big deal, man. Their exhaust systems are very expensive. Even myself, I could say this. I have, to be honest, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You guys know, I got sponsors on the channel and they help out a lot. It's not everybody that gets this opportunity where you get like a $3,000 to $4,000, $5,000 exhaust you have to buy. Unfortunately for me on my bikes, of course with your help, you guys watching the channel and supporting, I'm able to get this stuff. So for most people, that's quite a bit, spending $4,000 to $5,000 on just the exhaust, which is pretty much a whole other bike. Are they as expensive too when you're there, or are they a little bit less?
Maybe it could be a little bit less because of the tax, because we have a fixed tax and they cannot raise it. And I think the same, the cost of manufacture or the price of Ducati is the same plus the tax. And it is what it is. I can give you numbers.
Yeah, please.
If you want. For example, the Akrapovic I just have the slip-on my bike. It's 3,400 euros.
For which bike is it again, you said?
The Panigale V2.
Oh, that's better than us. Ours is, I think it's like 5,000.
It's not the full system, it's just the slip-on.
Oh, slip-on, okay.
Tax included, 3,400.
Which I think that still might be better than ours.
Yeah, I think it's the tax. I don't know how much is the percentage of the tax, but here it's 22, and they cannot go more than that.
Okay.
But if it was a full system, it was 1,200 more, so almost 5,000.
So yours is going to be a little bit less. Where I'm seeing a pattern here is pretty much them having to get that stuff imported to the U.S.
Yeah.
That adds a cost somewhere, like somewhat of an overhead. Yeah. Guess I'm moving to Italy, guys. Sorry.
You are welcome. Anytime.
Man. Anyway, I have to ask this question. It's not super motorcycle related. Like I said, I am going to be heading out to Italy. What is it like, man, being an African man in Italy? I'm assuming it's like a minority. I have to ask this question. Again, the thing is, on the channel, guys, this is a conversation. People love motorcycles. I love motorcycles, but it's also a great opportunity to meet other people and learn about other people, other places. Stuff like this is super interesting to me. I know it's kind of cliche asking this question, but I have to know.
You know what? I was not ready to reply to this question.
Let's go.
I think it's pretty normal. I've been living here for like 15 years maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I never had issues. The only thing is, it depends where you go. In Italy, the English, it's gonna be a hard time for you to find people that can speak English and that can give you direction or stuff. But beside that, it's a nice country. If you've never been, you will enjoy it.
Yeah, you know what's funny now that you mention it, I feel like this is more of a, even when I had Sasong on last time, he's encountered weird. Hey, get away from my coffee. That's my dog. Come here. You want to be in the stream for a second? Come here, buddy. Yeah. Say hello to Falou. Come on. Right here. There we go. Oh, hi, Falou. She doesn't sound like that.
I see you running earlier today.
All right, get out of here. Whoa! Coffee overboard. That was my fault. Don't drink the coffee. That's my puppy. Yeah, so even when I had Sasong on a little bit from last week, he mentioned that some people were very like certain way with him regarding Oh, thank you, love. That's me getting like napkin. Ah, 1 sec, guys. Hold on. You know what? Let's do this. Hold on. There you go. I put Faloo on. It'll be my cover as I'm clearing up this mess that my dog made.
Okay.
So even when I had Sasong on, he was mentioning that even in Florida he encountered some like weirdness and stuff like that. But it's not super common. But it's great to hear that, and I had to ask because being a minority in Italy, I'm assuming things would be a little bit challenging. But that's really cool to hear that it's not like that.
No, it's pretty normal because even if we are like the minority, they are used to it because the immigration started here in 1980s. So since then, I think they are used to it, at least a little bit. But the level of ignorance is very high. So just don't lower yourself to some people in case you encounter them.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty common, you know, like when you deal with stuff like this, you just, you know, shrug it off kind of thing. But
Yes.
out of all the 3 bikes, man, I know you have the 821, you have the Grom, you have the V2. There's one bike you have an issue with. We're just gonna talk about that real quick. I know in your new V2, which I'm gonna roll here real quick, that you talk about an issue. He's encountering some issues here with his V2. Just gonna pull that up real quick, and we'll talk about you know, having issues with your Ducati and how is it handled, and is it difficult to kind of deal with? Because, you know, some people tend to think that some of their bikes tend to plague with some issues, but it's not very, very common. Let's see if I can pull this up.
So let's go vlog ride around and I will tell you more about it. Alright, let's do a cold start. Racing. I have the Akrapovic exhaust, just a slip-on, not a complete system, which could be part of the cause of the issue I'm having. But beside that, I love the bike. Any angle and side I look of it, I love it. So let's go. We are on board, going to the Ducati dealership where I bought this bike. Talk about changing this motorcycle instead of keeping it, because it might be a possibility after September. For my English viewers, maybe you didn't know what was up with this bike because I posted 2 videos in Italian. Part 1 and part 2 are all videos about what issue I'm having with my Panigale V2. The bike is stalling. It used to do it like just once every now and then, but the last time it did this, the bike stalled 4 times, and I decided it's the time to take it to the dealership to have it checked, because this is not something normal. The first part of the video I did it because I was driven by the frustration that I just arrived from a bike ride and my bike is stalling like this without me knowing anything about what's happening. And it's a brand new bike, and this should not happen to any new bike at all, especially Ducatis with all the money that they cost. This was something that really bothers me so much that I did the video in my garage with my phone just like that. It was a 2 minutes 11 seconds. The bike was stalling so often. I went to the dealership, I told them, and they didn't check it right away because they said they was busy, they couldn't skip another client to have my bike checked, and I left pissed. They noticed that, and they called saying to me that I can bring the bike from tomorrow on and they will check it very fast. So they find 2 types of errors. One, they know it was and they fix it right away. The second, they had to let Ducati know that there was an issue with my bike, which really worried me, because if a Ducati dealership do some investigation.
So yeah, walk us through this issue that you're having and what's almost causing you to get rid of the V2, which you just got, right? How long have you been have you owned this V2?
I own this V2 for 17 months now, and but for the first year, for the first 12 months, I never had issues. But recently, it starts stalling very frequently, and it's something that people say. I did post 2 videos, and people are. I had feedback from this from the Italian riders saying that their bike is doing something similar, but not that frequent like mine. And even the dealership told me that it could be the exhaust because I have a race exhaust, which is not, by the way, not street legal in Europe. And the fact that the Panigale V2 is a Euro 5 bike, and to be able to be conform with the emission standard, they have to do they have to put some, how do I say this? They have some computers or can I say it in Italian because it's faster?
That's fine, yeah, man. Go right ahead. Listen, I'll take it.
It's called Sonda Lambda, and if you look at the exhaust pipes, oh my god,
the lambda connectors, is that what we're talking about?
Collettori.
Oh, I know you're talking about the catalytic converter.
Yes, there is
Okay.
like some weird stuff with like the cable, right? That screws in. They said that those are working with the ECU to make the air clean. When I have a racing exhaust and with a race map, so it goes into conflict, and they said sometimes it can cause the stalling issue. And they are suggesting to put back the original exhaust, which I don't want to do, or to do a full system. And for now, the problem is not fixed, but I think the first time I took it to the dealership, they did upgrade the ECU, and the bike was riding differently from what I felt after 2 days. But the stalling issue is still there, and they give me, they schedule a day for me to bring it in so that they can fix it, which will be 20th of September. And it's very disappointing, and the fact that the bike is new and it in neat condition, but it's shutting off like this and there is no error, so they cannot plug it with the computer, so that's the problem. And it's happening to a lot of guys. Also, one guy from US has the same issue.
So one thing that's interesting about what you're saying, I think two things that's kind of cool. The first one is that they acknowledge that there's a problem. They're not freaking out. And it says like you've had it over a year. So I'm assuming, are you still under warranty?
Yes, I'm still under warranty.
Okay, so that's kind of great. The other thing is that anything that were to happen on any of your bikes that here in the US, that's something's not working right, you go to the dealer, the first thing you're going to tell you is like, yo, we can't touch your bike because you have aftermarket parts on it. So I love the fact that they said, hey, you know, it's possible that it's your exhaust that's causing the issue. You might have to go back. Here in the US, they're very finicky when it comes to stuff like this. If your bike has mods, especially if it has an exhaust, or you have like a servo eliminator on the bike, immediately it's like, well, we can't do anything because we can't find the problem because these things are aftermarket. So at least that's the one thing. But I think for your bike also, one thing that might work is getting a servo eliminator, since you're running a slip-on, or maybe to remove the lambda connectors or just deactivate them, because maybe that's what's causing that too. Now I'm just speculating here. I'm not saying that it's going to be true, but it could be one of, it sounds like that's what's happening based on what you're saying.
Yes, that's what they said. And to eliminate the Sonda, I have to put the full system. So I just went with the slip-on because they didn't have the full system, which I wanted. And they told me I had to wait for 3 weeks, a month, sometime, almost. And at that time, we was under COVID, and there was like some delays of shipping and stuff. I didn't want to wait. I went with their slip-on. And the fact that they say it's fine, it could be the exhaust, it was normal because I bought the bike with the exhaust. But them knowing it, they should have told me something like, "Hey, man, it's better if you do the complete because you might have some issues." Because how they say it, it felt like they knew. But at the moment of the purchase, they didn't say anything. They were fine with me putting the slip on, and that's it. It's a little bit weird.
Yeah, that's a little bit sketch that if they kind of knew of the idea. But sometimes to give the benefit of the doubt, you're riding the bike all the time when it's at the dealer. Nobody's riding it all the time, so it's possible it wasn't. That's me being benefit of the doubt. But worst case scenario, I'd say they probably would know better to let you know, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when it does it, it's strange because I expect the bike to stall when it's not warm. But when it's like the heat has reached the maximum, it starts stalling. Or like 1 minute after I left, without giving any gas. Because usually with the V2, it's very common that as soon as you turn it on and you give gas, the engine dies. But I really don't understand. Let's see. If they don't fix it in September, I'm joining my bro Sazo, BMW.
Oh no, this guy's jumping BMW camp. Oh my God.
Because I don't have any options. Because what's left is the V4, and I'm not like mentally ready for it. And I don't want to burn that step. Like.
Okay. All right. So have you ridden the BMW before?
No, I just test rode the S1000R. Because here in Europe, we cannot test ride the sport bikes.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Something you have and we can. You see, the things are going to be even by the end of this interview.
I mean, we have some like yin and yangs. I guess that's true. But here's the weird thing is you mentioned also that exhaust is illegal over there, right? Due to Euro 5 compliance, I'm assuming?
Yes, it is. Every race exhaust is not street legal.
So we're slowly making our way towards that realm of exhaust or exhaust note being completely legal here. They're slowly starting to find people, with tickets if your exhaust is too loud. Granted, I don't want to say that, but I'm saying I don't even want to take my Hyper in the city anymore because the Hyper is really loud and the Monster is really loud. So I'm like on the fence about even riding these bikes through New York City. So what's the consequences? Let's say if you were to get pulled over with the exhaust thing over there, since it is illegal.
I'm going to lose my bike for 3 months. And after I need to take it back to the...
Oh, shit! Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Did you say you're going to lose your bike for 3 months?
Yes.
They take your motorcycle.
Exactly. And after 3 months, I need to go back to the registration office and make sure that they say the bike is valid, it's street legal again. And that's more money.
Oh, my God.
And it's also based to the cap. It's up to the person, because if it's someone who want to give you the maximum, also your driving license can be suspended for 3 months.
Oh, my God. Wow. Okay, that's intense. I was just saying how crazy it is, because someone I knew got a ticket in Brooklyn for riding with an exhaust, but it was like a pullover kind of thing. They take your bikes for 3 months?
Yes. Here it's a little bit crazy.
I love how you're saying this so nonchalantly. Like, they take your bike for 3 months?
Yeah, they do. But I was lucky not to.
Oh my God.
I haven't had any problem. This is the first bike with an exhaust which is not road legal in Italy. But I did it because I was confident, and I'm not the only one. For example, the Street Fighter with the Akrapovic exhaust. All exhausts from Ducati for the sport bikes are not state legal. Maybe just the V4 has one. The Akrapovic slip-on that looks like the stock one. I think that's legal.
Well, I know the Street Fighter exhaust is really loud. The Akrapovic Street Fighter exhaust, it's loud. So I'm assuming if you have that bike, you screw. Or unless you just don't stop. I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying.
Thank you for the advice.
I didn't say that. I didn't say to do that.
No. I'm kidding.
That's wow.
Well, here they are more forgiving.
I can't believe they take your bike for 3 months.
Yes, they do. But they are more forgiving. The police who control the bikes and the traffic, they are more forgiving. As long as you don't do like crazy things and have people call them on you, you're good. Like, let's say 80% of the bike has exhausts that are not street legal here in Milan.
Okay.
So it's not like in Germany. In Germany or in Switzerland, they have the uh, decibel thing, and then they check it. So I used to go to Switzerland with my previous bike, but now I can't because the risk is very high. I'm gonna get the ticket in Switzerland, very expensive one, and I have to pay right away. I can't leave without paying.
Wait, so you get it. So when they take your bike, they still give you a ticket too. So you have a ticket and
Yes,
they
they
take
do.
the bike.
Exactly. And after I have to take it to the office to make it street legal again,
All right.
but
So
not with that exhaust.
here's the thing. That's super interesting.
Mm.
The city taking your bike. Do they keep your bike safe somewhere? What are the chances of somebody joyriding your bike while they have it in custody? And is it house inside or is it in the rain if it rains and out in the elements? I just want to know about this. Is like mind blown to me that I've never heard where they would take your personal property that you've paid for. I mean, I get it if they give you a ticket, give you a fine, you have to pay or go to court, which I kind of bitch about here. But then I realize this is great for me. If they just give you a ticket, you get a lawyer or you pay it. But anybody taking, I mean, this is like more of an American thing. Any American would lose their shit if the government is taking their personal property. I'm just curious, how is this a thing?
Just let's see it this way. They are borrowing it for like 3 months and they will not use it.
They're borrowing it for three.
I don't know for fact, but I have heard that they will keep it in a safe place.
Okay.
And the moment they take it, the bike is under the responsibility. If the place burns down and your bike burns, they will pay you back your bike, and they will give it back to you the same way.
Okay. So I'm assuming they do like pictures of it. There's documentation. If there's like no scratches or anything. That sounds like it's a lot of work.
They do the pictures and everything. They give you the paper that the bike is going to be in this place. If you want to go, you can check that the bike is safe there, but you can do nothing. Pay your ticket and wait for the day to go pick it up. And then take this straight to the office and have it street legal again.
Wow. That's pretty intense, man. If there's anything you walk away from this stream or podcast, this is the fact that, you know, it's just mind blown. That is this just in Italy they'll do this, or pretty much?
I think in other parts of Europe it's more risky, and for example in Germany I'm sure it's gonna be more than 3 months, and I'm sure that the ticket will be more expensive because they don't play.
So
they know.
What would be a ticket like that would cost anyway? I'm curious.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But it's going to be the most expensive ticket as long as you don't do... For example, I know a guy who is very crazy, and he has a Panigale V4S.
Mm-hmm.
And he got the ticket because he was speeding and wheeling at 200 and something kilometers per hour instead of 50. And he got 1,600 euros as a ticket. That's like a salary for a person here, even more.
Salary for a year?
For a month, sorry.
Oh, for a month. Okay. Wow.
Because he, instead of 50 kilometers per hour, he was doing 200 and on one wheel. And he got a ticket, and the ticket was like that. Sometimes if you exceed the limit way far, they're going to exaggerate with the ticket.
Wow. Oh, that is really, really crazy, man. I'm still a little taken back about them taking your bike, but I guess it's a little bit more common, because I would expect it to be a lot more lenient, because, you know, it's very like motorcycle, you know. It's more likely they celebrate motorcycles over there because it's a lot of scooters and a lot of stuff like that. So it's pretty common that people are riding, you know, scooters, bicycles and motorcycles. But I guess the stigma of motorcycles are still the same pretty much across the board, that they're loud and Karens don't like them.
Yeah, that's the thing. The day I pick up I got delivery of my bike. My friend who was in the video with the Kawasaki said his first thought was, your neighbor will kick you out because the bike was so loud for him, and I still have the DB killers on. And but I don't have any issues as soon as I get close to the house, I turn it off and I push it to the garage because it's a ramp going down -2, easy. And I try and I avoid to use it in the nighttime. And when I know they are sleeping, I don't use that one. I use the hypermotard, which make less noise because the exhaust is stock. And that's it. I think in Italy also the exhaust things, they are a little bit forgiving because it's a marketing strategy. Because if they were so strict with the rules like in Germany, they would not sell the exhaust. Dealership would not sell the exhaust, and there would be no money for the government, let's say, because the 22% of the 5,000, if I put the full system, is going to the Italian government, of course. I think. I don't know.
Now, here's the other thing too. Are they how common are the Ducatis there in Italy? Or is it like still very exotic? Because even here, and they're not super common, and the people that do have them, it's more of a toy.
Here, there is, but not many, because the price is more. The bike is more or less affordable. The thing is, why people are avoiding Ducati are two. One, the problem they heard that Ducati have, especially, and second, the cost, because it costs more to service a Ducati than a R1, for example, and people tend to, and also the parts are more expensive compared to the other brands. But I see, let's say, if I go on a group ride of 10 bike, maybe maximum three Ducati will be there.
Okay.
It's not that rare.
Okay. All right. I mean, I think they're becoming a little bit more common here. I think but the thing is, they're becoming more expensive. But I think a little bit more common. We're seeing a lot more. But I think it's the fact that they're winning a lot of GP races. The look now is just, it's becoming like the bike to be. Like maybe 5 years ago, BMW was the bike to have. Now Ducati's like the reigning supreme with the whole thing with their bikes at the moment. But
yeah, it is.
Switching gears a little bit, guys. Again, if you guys are tuning in, you're enjoying the stream, always appreciate you guys coming through, watching. I'm definitely gonna need you to go and hit the link in the description. Falou's channel is in the description. Please subscribe to his channel. The reason I'm asking is because he started his channel. I think it's pretty cool seeing Italy, somebody riding in Italy. Some of his videos are actually in Italian, of course, and some of them are in English. I think it'd be really dope to help him grow his channel. That way he continues working, because you're at the point of, before we started the stream, we were talking off camera, he was like, I think I'm gonna stop doing YouTube. So he's just encountered his first YouTube hurdle of the fatigue, or at least the grind not happening as fast as you thought it would. So walk us through that, man, in YouTube, and don't give me that face,
I don't
man.
even know where to start, man. I don't even know where
Take
to
your
start.
time. Let me know.
I started posting stuff that I like, because most of the time I stay home and watching my videos. And at the beginning it was more for me. And then I see the people start subscribing, asking questions, asking to do this type of videos. And I started doing it more for them and less for me. But the interest started to be a little bit less or slow, let's say, slow as I was expecting. And it's very hard. The thing is, maybe people watching can think, people watching can think that motovlogging is easy, but it's not easy, at least for me. The fact that I'm on a bike, focusing on the road, focusing on the other cars to stay alive, and come up with a subject and make sure that I deliver, it's not easy. But I'm trying my best. For now, I'm running out of ideas. I don't even know what to do, man.
Well, you know,
I don't even know.
I don't think it's as easy as people think it is. I think being entertaining and being on a bike at the same time it's something that's very interesting and very unique. And it could be very difficult sometimes, even for myself. I've been in. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm 23,000 subscribers now. 2,000 short to 25,000. So please help me out. Help me get to the 25,000 mark. That'd be awesome. And we could share the wealth, man, with anybody that comes on the stream. If you're watching this later, anybody that you're watching, there will be clips of them later. Always subscribe, because the whole point here, share the community, share growth across my channel and other people that's on here, because you want to inspire others. So I think that's ideal. It's not as easy doing YouTube, man. I mean, I think to some degree, some people are very lucky and they get to create a couple of videos and they just, the right time, the right bike, the right energy, and then they take off. Some people are like that. And some people, like for myself, mine is a slow grind, really. I just keep chopping away at it and learning and growing, and it's really doing a marathon, you know, not just like a sprint, so I don't like burn out or something like that. So I would say not to stop, really, because I think it's really cool seeing it, the perspective of Italy, and then you showing it, or you talking about the bikes. I think it's really cool to find out a little bit more about a Ducati owner in Italy, what it's like, because I think one of the main thing about this brand is that everyone else, whether you go to Japan, you go to America, you go anywhere else, you know, it's known to be very expensive, very elite, right? And people are scared of it. I think you have an opportunity to show people, hey, it's probably not what you think. I live here. They make them here. Even, you know what would be dope? I'd love to see the museum, the Ducati museum. That's in Bologna, right?
It's coming soon. It's in Bologna, yes, Borgo Panigale.
Yeah, man.
And a friend of mine told me that if you arrive and you have a Ducati, you park inside.
Mm-hmm.
There's a parking for the Ducati owners. If you arrive with another bike which is not Ducati, you park outside. That's fun. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. I want to go visit it, visit the museum one day.
That's definitely one of my goals when I do go out to Italy. I want to definitely go over there and check out that museum. Really, really dope. I think it would be cool to see that, some of the roads, some of the areas. Even for me, I'd just like to see Italy personally. See what it's like. I only really see it through your channel, and pretty much when you have reviews where they're doing media pieces where they show you a car or something like that. So I think there's a big opportunity. Yeah. But I'd say don't stop, man. I think it's pretty cool.
I think it was just a frustration of the moment, and that's it. I don't think I will stop, because worst case scenario, I will start doing videos for me first, like I was doing in the beginning, and less for the people, like for the audience. Let's see.
Well, I think it's an interesting thing that happens. Even when I had, you know, other people on, even Sasson, we spoke about the same thing. There's like a slight shift that happens when you're doing YouTube, or even if it was not about motorcycles, or if it was about motorcycles. In the beginning, like you said, you start for yourself, and then you're doing your own videos, just fun, or you're just putting stuff up. Then you realize there's a little catch. Like people are watching, like, oh my God, you just rode in an area that I know about. And they know, and they start requesting stuff, and then you start creating content for a specific group, which is fine. But what happened is you start diving into just creating stuff specific, because it's like a dopamine hit. It's like, oh man, that was great. So somebody liked this, and you're gonna do it. Do you find that it's taking a little bit over your writing for you to create, or you got a balance? Because I think for a long time I didn't have a balance. I was recording everything at all times. I mean, I was doing my personal ride, but I was recording. I don't do that anymore. Like today, for example, before doing the stream, I explicitly do this, where I have my moto vlogging helmet. I put it on when I'm riding, and when that way I don't get tempted. I have a helmet. There's nothing on it. There's no even a mount on it. I'm just out enjoying my day. I was cruising today, just chilling. So, you tell me, what do you think?
That's the hardest part, because usually at the beginning I was going and enjoying the ride and filming, and I was not posting nothing of the ride, or sometimes I end up doing. I'm not giving up my riding to do the videos, but I'm not enjoying the ride when I go, because I'm more focused on if I'm filming. Sometimes I'm stressed if the GoPro is having audio and stuff like that. And I'm not focused on the ride or the scenery or the people I'm riding with. And at the end of the day, I come back home. The first thing I do, put down my backpack, open my laptop, try to connect to see the you know. And sometimes it's not good, or sometimes there's no audio, or sometimes the camera angle is like that, is not good, and I miss the ride, and the content is not there, and I have to do it all over again. And it doesn't happen like every time for me to go in places.
That's so good, man. I think you just drop a really cool thing. I think anybody that does videos have been there where the audio's crappy or the camera was slightly shifted down a little bit and you just did some crazy cool back roads. And then, like, the key thing here is that the footage didn't come out. And of course you were focused when you were out there for the ride. You didn't really enjoy the ride as much. So it's like a lose-lose.
Exactly.
So yeah.
That's the thing. I think it's I think I should have a day where I go out just for motor vlog and I don't care about the ride. And maybe in another time do the same route, the same ride, and enjoy it. I don't know.
Well, you know, here's one tip that I would probably give. I don't know if you use this. I would say get the hold on here. I have my little, give me a second. Let me just grab this. I have my little hold on one second. There we go, boys. I have my this is my little Ducati bag here. My wife got me that. But I have my, I would say get one of these, man. You got a controller?
What is that? Yes, I do.
Oh, you got it, right?
Yes.
So one of the best thing is when I'm recording, I don't record everything anymore. I just kind of know, like, let's say for example the road that I'm at or the area. I know it's gonna be very exciting. I just kind of click it and make sure everything stays on and record, and then stop right then and there, really. So instead of dedicating the whole ride to kind of just recording or getting footage, you know exactly what you want and then you stop it. But in most of the time I find myself just now I just, when I'm shooting, I shoot. You know, I do my time frame for the videos, and then when I'm, like, for example today I didn't ride with anything. I was just enjoying the bikes, really. I mean, granted, I'm sure there was some really, I did like over a bridge over the beach and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that's always great. Even in my area where you would go, for example, like around right now, no, around 3 or 4 in the morning maybe. If you go towards the beach and then you turn left, it's nighttime. You turn right, it's daytime.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so trippy. It's so cool. And it's something that my wife and I used to do all the time. Like, we would stay late and kind of hang out. And then we would go, because you could stop on the bridge. It's like a super busy bridge. But you're talking about 4 in the morning. There's no car, nothing at all. And then you turn to your right. It's like night and daytime. It's really cool. But again, I didn't record anything. I just, like, whatever. Just. And I think there's a point you get to where you're going to start being that way and it's not going to matter too much. You're not going to feel like you miss anything. And then you'll have your time frame to actually record. I think over time, that stuff, it's one of those things you learn. But don't get burned out, man, before you even get there.
No, I will try my best. Because maybe I have higher expectation, or I think what I'm trying to be in the perspective of the viewer.
Mm-hmm.
For me, for example, I never thought about writing and not speaking and then uploading that content, that footage. I don't know what you think about that.
No, there's a lot of people that does sound only content, which does really well as well. One of the biggest channels, I think, Royal Jordanian. I don't know if you know him.
Oh yes.
He doesn't speak at all. He's been doing this for years, and he just ride around and he has the exhaust. He has his mic very close to the exhaust, like just like really rumbly. And he's known for that, but not everybody. But every now and then, people do rides where it's just like pure sounds of the Panigale V2. pure sound of a Grom, and then they just like let that rock. But for me, I like to tell a good story, at least when I'm writing. I feel like for me that's ideal, because I used to do the no talking videos and just the engine sound. I found myself writing extremely aggressive because I feel like that's the entertainment aspect. I was doing like extra like super splitting and just triple digits all the time, just like cutting through all kind of stuff. So I feel like that's the adrenaline, you know what I mean? I feel like when I'm telling a story, or if I'm writing and you could see my city or whatever, I feel like that's the aspect. But you still have to have a balance, but I feel like that's a little bit more ideal for me, at least. Because I don't like tickets, man. I'm allergic to tickets.
But the way you get tickets is by a cop pulling you over, right?
Yes.
You don't have speed cameras.
We have speed cameras now.
Okay. I didn't know. I thought you didn't have.
Nah, we have speed cameras now. If you have your phone on, you have your map on, you're listening, it'll warn your head there's a speed camera ahead, and you can just drop your speed. So you can, those could be preemptively. But then again, some people don't even have plates here. It's wild here, man. It's like Wild Wild West here. A lot of people don't ride with plates. Some people don't stop. I mean, I'm not judging anybody. It's not really my business. I'm just saying, in some cases, some people don't. You know, I have all my stuff straight, man. I don't have time for stuff like this.
You should try it. That's the stuff that YouTube wants.
Nah, you know. Here's the thing. That's the one thing that I don't know if my channel will ever take off for that. There's a couple of reasons why. One, I don't think it's worth my license. That's the first thing. It's not worth my license, right? Getting the views for that, it's not worth it neither, man. If something goes wrong on the road, it's not worth my bike. I love my bike also, and I want to get hurt. There's just so many factors. And also, I want to work with companies, and I think some companies do not align with stuff like this. So there's a few things. You asked me that when I was 18, then it'll be a different story. But nah, you know, it's not worth it for me. Yeah. So I'm gonna stick to the slow grind. By the way, I did upload a short of me riding a BMW S1000RR. That's Eve's bike he gave me for the day. And
wow,
if you rode that bike, there's a good chance you probably get rid of your V2 though. That bike is super easy to ride, really fun, really fast. It's connecting to your phone, your audio system on the dash. You could follow direction. Bike is super, and it's not the fastest. It's fast though, but it's in comparison to what's out there, it's not the fastest. It's a really fun bike. I liked it a lot. I mean, I was like this close to picking that bike as my bike. But I think most people, if they ride that bike, they would like it. It's just the ease of use that's what makes it special, in my opinion.
I would love to try it. I would love to test ride it. I think I need to make friends with someone who has one and try it. But I have to say something, and I will ask you a question after.
Yeah.
I have owned other bikes before, one bike before Ducatis, and it was an 03 CBR 600RR.
Okay.
And then I tried a couple of bikes of my friends, but I don't get the same feeling I get when I'm on a Ducati. So do you have the same?
That's what I was gonna. It's funny thing you just said this. I was going to say this. I was gonna say you will love the BMW S1000R. Okay, you will enjoy the ride. It's gonna be fast. It's flickable. It's nice, but it doesn't have that special feeling.
That's not for me then, or I will not keep it for long.
You will not have that feeling. Unfortunately, I can't say that. You know. I'm not saying the bike is bad. The bike is amazing. I've told people, a lot of people this before. Until you ride something really special, something special to you, it's hard to explain. It's hard.
Exactly.
You know what?
Exactly.
Go
you need to experience it.
You can't explain it. Go and ride it yourself. No. You know, get on a Ducati, whatever which one you like, and just enjoy it for a little bit, and see you pull yourself to the light or pull yourself somewhere. It's just the reaction, the feeling, the sound it makes, the way it everything.
It vibrates, everything. Exactly.
People that are not even people that are not even motorcycle people are gonna like it. Like for example, today I sent my buddy a video today. Let me just see if I could pull this up real quick today. Give me a second. Let's do this really quickly here. This is hopefully you guys could see this. I don't know. This is me downtown with the Hyper, and a girl just start talking to me over this. So it's just stuff like this that happens. Really, it's kind of hard to see the actual quality, but you get reaction like that from people all the time. I mean,
yeah, traffic lights, everything.
Yeah, the bike definitely makes you feel very special, and just by looking at it, whoever, even if the person don't know about motorcycles, they know this bike is special. For some reason, Ducati managed to evoke that. And that's tough for anyone else to kind of achieve that bike. For example, one bike that I rode that I really liked a lot, I rode a Triumph Speed Triple and Street Triple. I really like those bikes, and they have a little bit of their own characteristic as well. But you know, it's not a Ducati, but it's really nice.
Which one? The 1200?
Yeah, I've ridden both. I've ridden the Street and the Speed. I actually like the Street even better. Very nimble. The power delivery was really nice. I mean, if I had me personally, I love the Monster. If I'm not being like biased, I'd recommend somebody get the Street Triple over not the 1200S. If you're getting the 1200S, that bike is really nice. But if you're getting a little bit older Ducati, I'd say get the Triumph Street Triple. It's a really nice bike. It sounds great too.
The 3-cylinder has like a special feeling. Not like the Ducati, but it does.
Yeah,
even
it has its
MV
own.
Agusta has the same feeling.
Yes.
I tried the RS Street Triple RS 1200
Mm-hmm.
and the Brutale 800 RR. The feeling is similar. It feels special, but not like the Ducati special.
Yes. It has a special. You hear like the one. It's almost like a turbine, almost. You know, it's really cool. And I think that's why the R1, the Yamaha R1 is very popular. That bike has a distinct sound. A lot of people say it's like a American muscle car sound. And that's why I think that bike is the cross-plane crank makes that bike very special. Outside of that, most of the Japanese bikes, I'm not saying that they're not good. They're all really fast, great. But there is no special, like...
Exactly.
Yeah.
If there is not the special feeling, there should be at least a sound.
Yeah.
A distinct sound like the R1.
I mean, I'll pay the Ducati tax for that, man. That feeling. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna be a little fanboyish, but I know. I mean, the worst thing about this is that once you've done it once, you already bought one. It's very hard to walk away and have something else.
I know.
Yeah, it's really difficult.
I know.
You know. Going to a bike
you have
meet.
3 Ducatis. You know this.
Going to a bike meet or just pulling up to a light or just dealing with anyone, it's just like it has that feel that it's just a lot. And there's a lot of great bikes out there. I don't know, to say that one's better than the other, but this one definitely has a special feeling. I remember I was out in, here's another thing that was super cool. While out in Detroit, everyone's doing like road racing and stuff like that. The reason I just said that, I just saw that Jack B. Quick is in the live chat. That totally struck. And everybody went to go for their own pulls and stuff like that. And everybody is, of course, going to do gas right after they get off the highway. And we went to do gas. Shut off the bike. Another bike that has that same feeling, Aprilia. That engine sounds crazy. And he has a V4R. He turned that thing over. Oh my God. It was just like an explosion in the gas station. It sounded that good. I was like, wow, this is like mind blown. Crazy. There's no other bike. I don't know. I'm
I don't
kind of like fanboying a little bit, but to me, I think it is.
I think for us it's too late. We have the Ducatista syndrome already. That's it. I think we are Ducatisti.
Yeah, man. I think it's too late, man. It's too late. We're on the dark side already.
Exactly. Too late to go back.
But
Oh man.
I was this close to for an Aprilia RSV4.
Two? RSV4. Oof.
I was very
That
close.
sounds- I think it sounds better than the Aprilia sounds better than the R1. I think.
Well, I think the Aprilia sounds better than everything. This
But
is
the
one thing I
problem-
got to give them.
Yeah, but the problem is it's not for every rider. For example, I'm 6'1", and I happen to sit on one Aprilia RSV4, and that was Dainese in New York, when I bought my suit, and I was not feeling comfortable with the leg. I don't know why, but the seat and the pegs position is not good for someone of my height.
No.
I don't know.
If you're 6 foot, it's gonna be cramped. The
That's the only
triangle.
thing. That's the only thing I never thought of getting one. But I love the looks of the Aprilias, and I love the sound. But I know, and I've watched reviews of professional riders, and they say the Aprilia RSV4 is the good bike if you are the right size, and I'm not the right size,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
That sound is nasty, man. It sounds really good. The problem is for New York, there's no Aprilia dealership. We're talking about
Yeah,
having
that's
to
the
go to
things.
another state to get it repaired, or if anything were to happen, or you have to do it yourself. Also, I think their design is getting dated.
Yeah,
look.
I don't know, since 2000 and something, they didn't, all they did was like put the LEDs, the LED LEDs, and that's it. Put shifter up and down and cruise control, and that's it. Well,
Yeah.
like they say, if it works, why change it? If it's not broken, let's say, if it's not broken, why fix it?
Well, they got to change the design, though. I mean, the engine,
they have
everything's
to.
great, but you still have to improve on the look of it.
Yeah, but it's like MV Agusta, because they don't have the money that Audi has, because Ducati is part of the Audi group. So
Yeah.
all they can do, I think they did already.
So what racetrack is out in Italy?
We have Mugello,
Okay.
we have Cremona, and Imola, and we have small tracks also. There
Okay.
is Taccio Nuvolari, there is Monza, but Monza is more for cars, and that's it. And some other ones in the south of Italy.
So I think
Which I don't
Mugello,
know.
they do GP in Mugello, right?
Yeah, Mugello, yes,
Mugello. Did I say that right?
Mugello, esatto.
I'm gonna get my
Right.
Italian right now.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do if you want to visit or move here, because it's cheaper, like you were saying with the Ducatis.
So, have you been to any of the GP races? Please tell me you have. Please, don't say you haven't.
Yes, I've never been.
Oh, you're
never
gonna make
been.
your way to any of the races? Man, come on, man. You have Mugello right
No,
around you.
this year I think I will go to Mugello, because I'm very unlucky in terms of going to the racetrack to do like a first racetrack, or going to see the races, because working as a model is like you need to be ready anytime. You can book stuff and then get for one day and get a job the same day. You have to go to the job and let the things go. That's the problem.
I'm gonna tell you, I went to Coda,
Mm-hmm.
and this was the most memorable thing I've ever experienced. And next year I'm going again, and hopefully I'll make it to Mugello too, man. It was one of the most
hope.
amazing thing I've experienced, and it wasn't just the motorcycles. It was just everything. The track
Yeah,
was
there's-
really cool. The sound, like you could stand anywhere, you're just hearing them going. It's like crazy. The helicopters ahead, the fireworks. It was just crazy, and then everybody was there. Girls, kids, guys, black, white, Asian, Spanish. It was, I've never seen any event that is this much mixture of culture and people in one time frame. It is absolutely beautiful, man. It was just crazy. And they did the national anthem, which they do here. I'm sure they do in Italy. It's gonna be different.
Yeah, they do.
And it was so cool, man. It was one of the best experiences I've had, and I could say, it's something that I'll remember forever. And hopefully, when I experience it again, I'll feel the same. But it was just so good. Everyone's super friendly. Everyone's so excited about motorcycles, and then we did the paddocks and stuff like that. And the funny thing is, I met a couple of racers also. Black Moses was out there. Tyson Beckford was out there. All of them, we just ended up crossing paths, which was great because Moses was on the stream too. And I even met, Mark Marquez also, and his brother. And the funny thing is,
Alex.
Yeah, that still wasn't the best part of the whole thing. It was just everything else. Everything. It was just so good, man.
Sure.
Amazing.
I can't wait. This year, I want to do the best and go to Mugello. Just at least one time, I need to go there.
Yeah.
To see the race.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna make it out to Italy one of these days for the race. I'll be doing other things, but I'll be there when that race, because I have to experience that one too, because that was just crazy. One of the amazing experience. Even funny thing is, I had like passed to go to the box seats and stuff like that, and stay by the paddock and stuff like that. I mean, I stood there for a little bit. I stayed there for a little bit. I did some footage and stuff. After that, I ended up going back with the people on the grass and stuff like that. It was just so much energy, so much positive energy. I was like, so cool. So cool, man.
Anytime you make it here, you have bikes to ride. You can ride the Brom or the V2 or the Hypermotor.
Listen, man, when you come to New York, you already know what's up.
Exactly. Perfecto.
You don't even have to say anything. You know what's up. You let me know, and then we will find some good roads we'll ride, and you don't have to worry about bikes neither. So it's all good. And
I will be happy to try the SP, which is the bike I wanted, but it was too expensive. So I went with the regular 821.
Okay. Yeah, man. But really cool, man. Very excited, guys. By the way, if you're tuned in, guys, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, it'd be really great if you guys follow the link in the description. Definitely subscribe to Falu's page. Very interesting individual. Lives a very interesting life, I'd say, career-wise, and also you get to experience a little bit of Italy through his videos. So definitely subscribe to him, man. I don't know how much. I can't keep him any longer. I have tons of questions. I actually want to show you this real quick before we go, because it is like 3 a.m. in Italy. So he's here. Look. Remember, he did a video with gloves. Look. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah, same thing happened to me. My Dainese gloves, they tend to fall apart.
Let me get mine.
Yeah, man, they all tend to start having holes. Granted, now I have a bunch of Alpine Stars gear. But a lot of my Dainese stuff, and for a long period of time, I used to say that, I think something's going on with Dainese, and I'm like switching brand. After I did a little bit of research, there's ways of maintaining the leathers and making sure that it lasts a very long time. So I might give it another shot. Also with the oils, and sweat from your palm, they tend to eat the leather.
Sorry,
you
guys.
know what I mean? And the funny thing is, Falu had this similar issue as me. He'll show you his glove now. Actually, let me just give him the full screen also. Yeah. Go ahead, pull yours in. Let me see.
Whoa. Wait. Oh, man. There we go.
See, his has a hole as well. Now, this is not to knock any brand or anything like that, guys. It's just that we get to show you guys our own personal experience with some of the brands that we get and stuff like that and use. I love Dainese. It works great. Even look at Falu's. Pretty much same thing, too. He has a hole. Same thing as me. I have a hole on mine as well. But come to find out, after I did a little bit of research, is that some of the oils on your hands and the way you maintain your glove after each ride. For example, I rode the Hyper with these gloves. There's still moisture on the inside, so there's specific ways of you following to maintain these, which I'm going to be doing a little bit better on holding them. I ended up swapping to Alpine Stars, but I still love Dainese, but I'm just going to take better care of them. The last thing I'm just going to talk about before I let you go, Falu, I know it's pretty late your way, is he uploaded a recent video doing the Rizoma Stealth, and Rizoma is definitely a big part of my channel. A lot of Rizoma parts on my bikes and stuff like that has been provided. I love the Stealth. When I was out in Texas, I rode 2 bikes with the Stealth. What I was trying to explain in the comment that I did in your videos, that I wish they were more versatile. The Stealth tends to be like this, right, when we're riding. Let me just go like that. I'm just going to do full screen so you guys could see. They're like this when you're riding, right? And then you flip them up like this so you can see behind you. And the issue that I'm having with them, when you flip them this way, you could see behind you. What would be super interesting if you can flip them in and out like that, that we could see behind you, because it only just go up this way. So there's a limitation. That was my concern. I don't know if you've encountered that yet. That's why I was saying that if it was a little bit more versatile, if it flips up and then you can move it in or back, you can have a little bit wider view, because you can only go up and down with the mechanism.
Yeah, exactly. You can only go up and down. But I was trying to think if it would make a difference for me to have this movement. Yeah,
it does. So I ride with one mirror, and the trick to riding with one mirror is, well, people always tell you just ride fast, which I think we all tend to do. The trick is to oh man, I dropped more coffee. God damn it! All right, the trick to riding fast is having one mirror, right? That one mirror, when you place your one mirror like this, let me do it this way. When your mirror's like that, you flip it up. If you adjust it between left to the right with Rizoma mirrors, if you adjust it this way, you can see basically all the way around your bike. So head check, you'll have this whole side covered. This mirror will show you all the way around to your back. And the Stealth won't allow you to see the back. You can only see straight back. So you still have to head check. Small gripe is a small thing that I'm mentioning. It's probably not going to be important to anyone. I'm just saying that I thought it would be kind of cool if it could do that. But I think it's more of a stylistic thing. Let me know long term. Actually, I'm sure you could do a long term video on the Stealth that people would be interested to see.
I will.
Yeah.
Or maybe Mr. Mose, Black Mose, will do it, because I after seeing his video, I decided to get the Rizoma, because I was very concerned about the visibility, because I do use the mirrors. I can't ride without mirrors at all, because somehow I always want to know what's behind me or who is behind me. I don't know why. But at the end, I'm quite happy about the result, and then the fact that the light is a little bit blue, the glass is a little bit blue, it's not a problem. It's very small, but long term I will let you.
Well, I will tell you.
For now, it does the job.
I will tell you the one thing though is out of all the mirrors, I have CRG mirrors in the garage. I have Rizoma mirrors in the garage. I have what else? Moto Gadget mirrors. I have a bunch of them because I just tend to rotate all the time, or at least based off stuff that gets sent, and I try them all out. I will tell people now, the Rizoma mirrors are the best out all the batches. That blue tint you're talking about prevent discoloration, also from the daytime to nighttime. They all have like specific things that it does. I think they have the best mirrors on the market. They're most expensive, but the best mirrors.
Yeah, it does. It's not that expensive if it's compared to the stock ones. We are almost there at the same price.
Yeah.
And here we have aluminum. The other side, it's plastic.
That's true. That is very true. All right, guys, I'm going to be calling it a night only because, to be fair with Falou, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate for you tuning in.
My pleasure.
And I know it's really late your way, so I was even considering trying to do the stream at midday so it could be a little bit earlier for him. So I really appreciate you tuning in and at least coming through and chopping it up. I thought this was super fun, just really finding out what's going on and how you live over there, so that's really dope. Just gonna take a quick look at the chat real quick to see if there's anything interesting. If you guys have any questions, now's the time. If you have any questions for Falou, this is the time before we let him go. I'm just gonna pull that up. Hold on one sec. By the way, Falou, anything specific you want to throw in before we get out of here too, actually?
Like what? I need suggestions.
Not suggestion, man, about your channel. This is your chance to kind of try to get your channel out there as much as possible.
Oh man, I think I will be taking you on tour through Italy with the bike. So if you are looking forward, if you are interested in that, oops, sorry. Oh man, I'm
You're
doing big mess. So if you are interested in that, consider subscribing.
That's freaking awesome. I think it's gonna be really, really cool. Let me just say what's up to a
it would
couple
be
of
nice.
people here. Jock in the Box actually joined the stream. He's actually been on here. He's a starter as well, just joining in YouTube and trying to take off his channel. Always great to have him on as well. Yeah, getting that GoPro controller is gonna save you a ton of time and effort for you to record. Sasong mentioned here that cross-plane sound. Yeah, it sounds amazing, man. Also, Solo Rider 82 says it's very unique, the cross-plane sound. By the way, guys, very excited to actually have him on for a lot of reasons. I also actually, my wife and I did a care package out to Solo Rider. He'll be on next Sunday, which should be a pretty cool and fun vlog as well. Futuristic Viper is in the building. It's been a little bit since I've seen you, man. Glad you're here. I rode the S1000R, great bike. The cruise control is amazing. Just wish the seat wasn't so hard and kickstand had a bigger footprint. I didn't have any issues with the kickstand when I rode that bike. The seat didn't bother me too much. Actually, I enjoyed most of this bike without any problems at all. I don't think I found anything that was tough on it. I just didn't feel super special. That's all. But don't laugh, man. I'm just saying that's the truth. I just didn't feel super special.
It's the super.
Yeah, you gotta have.
Super.
Listen, when you're spending anywhere between like $25,000-$30,000, you gotta be like special, man. You gotta be like, it has to be special,
unique.
right?
True. I agree.
Come on. If
it
you
needs to feel like 20.
Yes, you need to feel like you just bought a brand new tailor-made suit and you just walked into this place and everybody like, damn, this guy is sharp. You know, that's the feel I want to have.
True.
Sasong mentioned here, the seat, you can get a gel insert to fix that because the seat is hard. I didn't really notice that the seat was hard. It's possible I was extremely excited because usually when I ride a bike and I'm like happy and excited or whatever, I tend to not notice certain quirks, which is why I always take like reviews with a grain of salt because when you're firstly riding a bike, you know, you're excited, so you're happy and you don't notice certain things. Let's see here. Jack B. Quick also is in the building, man. Cool guy as well. He has a big variety of motorcycles out in Texas. Really, really cool guy. He's been on the stream as well. Let's see what else we got. Doomsday 1199. What's up, guys? What up, sir? Thank you for tuning in, man. By the way, guys, if you're watching, you guys are here. I'd appreciate you guys hitting the thumbs up. That's always a big deal to the channel and the stream. That's the only way we keep things rocking on the regular every week. By the way, this is the 40th stream, 40th podcast that we've done non-stop without stopping. So I'm telling you guys now, man, it's very difficult to do this on the regular without stopping and without feeling like, maybe next week. So it's a lot. By the way, I'm going to let Falou just close out for the night. That way he let you know where you could find him and subscribe to his channel. Falou, you have the floor, brother.
So it was a pleasure, guys, being a guest of the episode number 40. My Instagram is what you can see here. Ich bin Falu underscore, right? I don't know, V2. And the YouTube channel is uh, in the description. Thank you so much. And show some love to Mike, guys, because this is not easy. It might look like, but it's not. There's a lot of effort. 40 episodes, no stop. So smash that like button and subscribe to the channel.
Yes, sir. It
Was
definitely
a
takes
pleasure,
quite
man.
a bit. Wait, the first part of your Instagram name, right? What does that?
Yes.
That's Italian, right?
Ich bin. No, it's German.
German. This guy
Yes.
is all over the place.
No, because at the time everybody was doing I am, right? And I love German. I wish I want to learn that language, but we have limitations here in Italy. So I kept it German.
All right.
Ich bin means I am in German.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Really appreciate it. Again, big thank you to Falu for tuning in and being a guest because, come on, it's in the middle of the night over there in Italy, so I appreciate the time, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching this later, definitely hit the thumbs up. Leave a comment, or if you have any question, leave it in the description or in the comment section. We'll reply. I'll catch you guys next Sunday. Solo Rider 82 will be our guest. Very excited to have him on as well, guys. Thank you all. Catch you guys later. Peace. Falu, thank you so much, man. That was awesome.